All right, what is up, friends? FACEIT League Master Tuesday. Anybody don't down mid taking on Uni A here for your final match of the night. As we take a look at our standings, before I go off on a tangent. Uni A coming in 3-3. Currently sitting in, you know, that pack right in the middle. Kind of right where they don't want to be after a loss to Extinction Zero here last week. You do have EDM coming in 4-2. You know, made their debut in Season 4, got 5th overall, 5th, 6th in playoffs, revamped the roster a bit coming into Season 5, including bringing in, Cardifan, Senna. You know, they kept Gorilla. This roster brought Jacob out of retirement, though. And they're do you have a loss to Shikigami? Their losses are Shikigami and Artemis, which is interesting. Right? It's like their alternate's only loss right out of the gate. Wins over Midori, win over Dreamland is the big one. So not only are they the only team to hand alternate a loss, one of two teams to hand Dreamland a loss. And I still think Dreamland's probably the team to beat right now. It's so tough to call in this division. So where does EDM really sit? I mean, it's tough to tell. It's tough to tell. And really all eyes on Uni A here. Uni Academy, I'm just going to call them Uni A for the rest of the series. It's just easier to say. Also, Lost Artemis able to beat Shikigami, and they lost to Dreamland. And then, like I talked about, that Extinction Zero loss. So this is a pivotal moment, it feels like, for Uni A. Just in coming into this next stretch, can they bounce back here in tonight, take some confidence into the rest of the week, and make sure they stay above 500? Right now, you've got one of the favored teams of the division, my number one seed or number one predicted team as far as power rankings. Currently, it's sitting at 500 after 6 games played. So it definitely feels like a bit of a tipping point against a little bit unpredictable and certainly very scary EDM. Give me a Busan pick. EDM looks to have gotten first pick here. Ball banned out. No, Uni A got the pick. Well, Uni A, these are the ones who banned out the Wrecking Ball. Who will be starting on the left-hand side? So I will get those side swapped for you. You may have seen some of those interviews I did talking about hot upcoming players. Lich and Union Cad were both talked about a lot from numerous players here in North America when I was asking those questions. I think Lich is, truly one of the best upcoming DPS. Also the strongest team in Masters. Hey, I would expect nothing less, Findy. We are getting Cardifan starting for EDM. The old Doomfist player. Whoop, whoop, yep.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Groliana could be a weak point for this comp, but you've got a lot of protection with the Maycast DPS line here. Still, Ivory is able to find it. And then hits the weak point, finds the pressure point, if you would. And the whole beast comes toppling down. That is EDM. Uni A are going to grab first cap right on the back of that one kill. Let's play, the only flanker on the map. See if they're able to kind of find entrance. Could be a problem, particularly against keeping Gorilla alive. Huge spear landed on the Cardifan, but the healing is there. We're getting a bit of a split rotation. Cardifan pushes out towards bridge side, as does Julia. And Julia's actually able to fight Graveyard instead of picking up 2. And that is, the power of Senna right there. Early in the fight, causing problems. And as this melee turns into a bit of a bloodbath, we're going to get a flip here out of EDM. Oh, what a sleep. What a sleep. Gorilla. That was nasty. Jacob coming out of retirement, picks up 2K that fight as well. Honestly, I mean, the whole point of kind of the sarcasm of putting the 113, I mean, I've actually been doing that. I accidentally hit like 35 once or something, and I just started earlier this morning putting in more numbers. I'll continue that thought. Blizzard was thrown out from Danny to try to get through, and actually a couple kills come through in the back after the Blizzard has faded. The Terror Surge gave first blood to Uni A. Just some nasty picks there, the neutral. I love the respect. Jacob and company just kind of like cheering on Cardi Fan from the high ground. Like some sort of arena. Anyway, it doesn't matter which map I put on the predictions, right? It's not like I'm putting up predictions for map 5 when we're starting map 2, right? You know the Preds are for the next map. I'm surprised anybody even noticed. I could just say, make it say next map, then I'd never have to change it again. Nano boost on the Cardi Fan. Now, before Uni A really popped out of their hidey hole, so the Nano fades without much value. Meteor Strike try to catch Regime. They're able to whip shot Cardi Fan away. Ordo got him through the door. Santana is way far away from the rest of the squad. Rally pop there from Regime. They're going to run and catch up. See if they can clear out anybody in between, but Julia's able to find Lich from downrange. No kills yet from UNA on this approach. Flip over to the other cast. Regime goes down. 5v3, and the Dominoes are going to topple. Ooh. Okay. Graveyard and Lich trading. Now 3v3. Lich is returned. Torpedoes over the top, coupled with the Terror Surge, can kill Jacob. Carnifan gets a little combo in there. You know, the old right hook wrist blaster. But Lich is going to chase them down. Santana manages to survive through all of that. Big plays from Graveyard amidst the chaos. Just staying up and out of the way, able to avoid Cardifan. Ivory Deadeye. Oh, the wall, the Blizzard. Trying to roll out. Ivory cannot find safety. They are the only one caught in that. And with the Pulse invested amidst that exchange. Union not able to find anything with that. Julia picks up another one as this fight continues. Cardiman does pick up, receive the nano boost, and a great wall is going to be the end of Regime and the end of this map. 99-98 for our opening round. No overtime with that 98. ADM, take round one.
Score 0-1. Ready for battle.
Oh, because I'm a dumbass there, Alex, and forgot to put in EDM's ban. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. That's a Freya ban. My bad.
4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
All right, Cryfan. Dash through the hotel. Julia pounces on Graveyard. Didn't see where the early cooldowns came out. Graveyard mustn't have had any cooldowns. Either that or got super flat-footed. A great wall out of Danny will be the end of Santana as well. And now we see the masterfulness, the artfulness of this May Doomfist comp. And, you know, kind of getting the walls and punches, everything, kind of work in tandem there. Julia the timing of the dive, you know, very, very well done. And a swift first fight for Medium. Cardifan up to the high ground, but finding themselves in a 1v3, quickly pop, block, drop back down low. Lich comes in to getting chased. Santana made a swap to a hazard through all of this, by the way. Wrist charging up the block there. Oh, and Ivory gets the headshot just as that arm is rearing back for another huge right hook. Julia's been able to trade one, but too low. Cannot escape the wrath of Santana with Cryo Freeze used. That'll be Danny following on the chopping block with the nade coming in a touch late to try to stall. Flip had come through it already anyways. Ivory swap it to a Somber here. Yeah, Danny not able to Cryo Freeze onto the point, so the hit already flipped. Good pressure from Julia results in Ivory getting found out there. Kind of got left alone. You did see a Blizzard. Where does the Blizzard go? Right out here in the middle. I don't see anybody caught in that bad boy. Do see double support ults invested on this point. And Graveyard already with one in the fade. Lands a good shot. Lich is able to follow up. Fortunately for them, they do fall with that pulse. The Susu does not land on Santana. He could be in trouble. It's Graveyard who eats the bulk of that nano boosted fist. The nano fists. Oh, always painful. Always painful. Okay, Hazard in the hotel. Ivory and Lich come in that direction. Watch for Julia following behind. He's trying to circle in back behind, but maybe a little behind the 8-ball here. Right up to the top, Graveyard combines with a good dive. And Santana and company able to snipe Jacob early in this fight. I mean, that was a snipe dive. Santana sleeping off a well-earned nap. A well-earned nap for Santana and a very clean fight from Uni-A. I'm starting to see some of that synergy here. That kind of timing is what I felt we weren't seeing as much of the last time we had this team on. Nice pick. Unfortunately, not able to get Jacob in that as well. You know, ideally one of the two for one, but the rally is now in play. Ivory, 95 towards this EMP, is under pressure. Will not get it out. That could have been the seal of the deal here. Send us to round 3. Instead, it looks like we're going to get another fight. Santana, low on health. Graveyard already down. Lich is able to find a pick out of the back, but Cardifan is here to take over the movie theater. Sorry, theater's closed. 85%. Respawn's just now coming in. We will get one final fight with EMP and Kitsune Rush available here from Uni-A. No rush touch. This is going to be clean. EMP directly on top of Cardifan, immediately deleted. Blizzard thrown down just as Santana and Ivory jump onto the point. Ivory getting the brunt of the damage in the back from Danny. Kitsune Rush now invested in, but Graveyard doesn't survive. Danny gets another one. Sound barrier here. Santana's still alive at this point and needs to get the kills. Drops the downpour in. Able to catch Danny in that. Nanoed up. They still don't last. Pursuing the on the high ground. I'm going to stick the camera in a fucking terrible spot. There, let's go check in with Ivory as they return to the Cardifan. Picking up 2. Oh my goodness. And that point went just as awry for Uni-A as my camera did. And then all falls apart just in the blink of an eye. EDM ended up with a 1-0 lead in the series. Interesting. Okay, we're showing on hold. We're showing on hold. No stats from map 1 yet either. Running it back. Appreciate the warm-up. Wait, is that real? There's no way that's real, right? All right, looks like we've got ours from both sides. Appreciate your patience, friends. It's time to finally get into this map too. Yeah, just don't be stupid. I think that's valid. At this point, I think that's valid. $700 health on Reinhardt. We're in comp rules. Like, they don't, it's open queue as in they're not locked, they're not forced to only pick their role. So, theoretically, you know, Jacob could just randomly pick a DPS, right? But that's, obviously, that would not be the honorable thing to do. And after this log, it's like, hey, you know, we've got correct rule set, just nobody be dumb. I'm playing Pixel Mod. Good luck, both teams. Thank you, PK. Derpy was just using the third person to kind of look around the corner there, throw some extra fire strikes in. Realize it's now Santana rolling up to meet them. And that'll prompt the retreat. That's all it takes. Just the threat of the Ramatra up there. Good wall, kind of protecting a disengage. Nice, clean disengage to get to this corner. Allow for this defense to get set up. What's the plan here? Is that just for anybody to use? Okay, yeah, it's like Danny just kind of using it for a little bit of poke over the top of the bridge. And then they really wanted to get Santana on the backside of the wall, coincidentally enough. And it's just been protected disengages, long poke here from the defense. Oh, push off the side. Derpy will get it done. Derpy will get it done. Unfortunately for them, Ivory has managed to find Julia. Danny going down as well. There's no more DPS standing here for EDM. Hey, you know one thing I do love about custom lobbies? Our players are in order. This is like a first ever. Our players are in order. God, that's nice. God, that's nice. And Matrix, window down. Window's gonna block a little bit of damage on Derpy. Trying to buy time, but Pauline still gets popped through that window. Is Jacob gonna do invest? Yeah, you betcha. Tree of Life and Blizzard both gonna be thrown onto this point. Nobody caught in the Blizzard. Buying time for Julie to try to make the connection here with the tank game. Throws in the bullet shot. Doesn't quite land. Ivory's able to back away. Lich finds the kill. Unia will get the cap. Ooh, okay. I like it. Nice skin, too. I mean, it's no RC, but it's pretty cool. Beat Blade to engage with. Watch out for the Ant Matrix from the other side. It's gonna be Ivory kicking things off. There is the window. One shot got deflected back. Oh, and Danny's gonna dash through. I believe that damage did, in fact, go on to Lich. We see the Immortality Field has been invested in here from Graveyard. The Beat Blade still absent on this approach. Shatter finds Santana. And they're not letting the Battle Cattle get out of their sights. Sorry, I got stuck on the side there. Unia able to get up the hill without having to invest too much. Lich takes some damage, but the sound barriers are just in the nick of time. Dives in alongside Santana's Terror Surge. Finish off Pauline. Ooh, get Jacob in the back. There's the clean fight that Unia needed. And with the card as close as it is, this should just be the second point on the board. We're headed into Hotel. Late picks and interestingly, timing, this just denies the cap, ensures you're going to get cap, denies the recontest is what I was intending. You're going to pick up some space on the back of this. Jacob goes down just as the katana is unsheathed. Looking to find Regime. They're just going to skirt away. Skate away, even. The very purple Danny traits. So ADM able to stop the pressure, but, you know, it does cost them Danny. Chase to the outside. Danny will eventually pick up Lich. Ooh, what's Santana is still, I mean, just a fight for the high ground here. Derpy tried to pin out, does not make it out. And then being a second in the fight there for Santana. Meanwhile, we did see Graveyard finishing off Danny, who had been pressing into the back line last we had checked in. Tough decision there for Julia. AKA setup. Ends up slide back. We're going to get the fight back here towards the point. Captive Sun deflected. Julia in a bit of trouble. Arrows see pop. You still have an Ant Matrix alive and well on this point. Regime 20% away from a sound barrier as Lich is going to find a kill. Terror's Surge should do some good damage to Derpy. Oh, yeah, some good damage indeed. It's enough for the cap. 213. They're in the time bank for Uni A.
Score 0-3. Switching sides. Initiating match. Ready for battle.
Only 5 deaths in total for Uni A through that attack. It was about the DPS. Oh, it was Ivory and Regime, actually, who ended up going flawless through that attack. I like how Lucio's idol is just him grooving. Like, he just kind of nodded his head to the beat.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
All right, we're gonna get the Genji Surge brawl from both sides. The speed brawl. I mean, Baptiste used the brawl cop again. You know, this is little Bap Lucio. Like, what year is this? Derpy showing off some quick swings. You know, some fire strike cancels. Just some basic Overwatch, you know, Overwatch Reinhardt tech. We're going to build up towards this first shatter. There eventually does make a move. Combo beautifully alongside Jacob and Danny. And that is ground dive 101. Beautifully done. Well executed. It's like Rush's cousin. The Satanic instead of chance damage is just thrown right on the point. I mean, what a dominant first point here out of EDM. Really looking super comfortable in these, you know, typically kind of awkward Reinhardt comps. They're able to set the tempo against the erase on the other side. Love the Ant Matrix. The World Cup veteran Pauline throwing in and that beautiful Ant Matrix really made life difficult for Uni A on that defense. But you know what? I gotta say, Graveyard does have the answer. It does have the return amplification, double damage, bay window if you would. Immediately throwing in, Ivory's gonna find Danny. Oh, great. And I was like, Danny, I thought they were in cover there. Ivory just able to get wide enough to find that angle. Immediately the comp gets broken apart. And you know what? One good 8 matrix deserves another. Well placed there from Graveyard. Somebody to fend off the Matrix from up above. Danny's going to combo in. Shatter's going to fly, too. Lich, one of those on the ground, but Regime gets the sound barrier in, and Ivory was unaffected there by the Earth Shatter. Stays on their feet to be able to thwart any follow-up. Beautiful fading shot. Ivory with a great fight, a good hold here out of Uni. Yeah, what a defense. Sound barrier, Shatter, and Blade. And still, Ivory's able to like get up and over the Earth Shatter, pour that overclock into any oncomers. Very well played out of that defense. Impeccable. Santana and Lich were both caught in that. The sound barrier perfectly timed from Regime as well. Now you've got another amplification matrix available for both of our teams. As a matter of fact, it's going to be Pauline pulling the trigger on that first. Derpy routes the corner, putting shots into Santana. Danny moving in alongside them to their left. What an aggressive push! Hey! Oh my! And the jump scare on to Danny. Danny went to turn that corner up those stairs. And it was the entirety of Uni and Cad waiting to greet them. Santana leading the charge, and you about saw Danny leap out of that skin and into another one. What a play, what an ambush. Now that enormous 5+ minute time bank doesn't look so powerful anymore, so threatening anymore. Defensive Blade combo with Terra Surge. The Swift Step does not get far enough. Pauline will get chopped too, as does Julia. Dash does kind of kick a field goal between Derpy and Jacob, but Lich still gets that pick on a Derpy as they exit. And Kobe fade away. And Lich has a 4K fight on the back of that blade. Well done, sir. Santana is pushed very far forward. Derpy on the Orisa now here for the second fight. Swapped after the Lost Shatter fight. Caught that Javelin, hit 3. Now, a slight advantage. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. It's going to be a beautifully timed sound barrier once again. This one nullifying 2 ults at least initially. Lich is able to find a kill, and Graveyard's got a Ant Matrix into this fight. They are playing into a Kitsune Rush, though. EDM kind of able to huddle around the center pillar. We got Regime and Santana. Tight spot. And catching them back here in the accessory store, the purse store. Lich is able to kind of take a toll, but does end up going down late in the fight. Less than 60 seconds remain. Plenty of time for a recontest, even to make sure you get Lich back into this fight. Probably want to get Graveyard's lamp back as well. So that'll be about 23 seconds on the clock before the lamp is available. Terra Surge back in. Suzu, well placed. Pauline is able to save Jacob through the big ultimate. Santana does pick up Danny on this recontest. So where's Derpy? Derpy's able to take box side. Santana's forced to kind of fight out from the choke into an overclock. Lands the spear and the kill. Shuts down the OC. Lich now emerges. Things are going to get messy. Picks up Jacob. Dash in. Forces the Swift Step out of Pauline. Is able to locate him on the pillar side. OT with just Danny left on this point. Uni A will take it on their map pick a circuit royale. We're all tied up. You know, might have been a long pause there between maps, but looking like this series could be worth the wait. get ready for some Runasapi. I think we're finally ready to get into this thing. Here, you want some Preds? How about some Preds? Why not? Why not? I'm feeling spicy. Y'all feeling spicy? Let's get some Preds. Oh, it didn't work? Your tanks are bots for not noticing. Okay, same rollout. Now, the difference being the positioning on the Reaper they're looking for, too. Here comes Danny. Pops out of their little hidey hole like a wolf spider. The team is ready for it this time. Trade? Trades continue to favor EDM, finding both backliners here. So all damage permanent for Uni at the moment, but Lich is still able to dish some of it out. Cardiff ends up trading. Lich gets another one. Oh, they got the better of the issues. That's an unfortunate way for that series to go. Yeah, but we ended up just getting a custom lobby here. Which has had its own fair share of problems, don't get me wrong. Lich is having a little bit of problems. 2 shotgun shells to the back, and that's the end of Lich. Julia pursuing a 5v3. Jacob makes it a 5v2. And Santana will be fortunate to get out of this with a 1 piece. Graveyard does show up for the backup. Danny's going to end up jumping in, though. Uses the Shadow form, gets in there, finishes them off. Wraith form, rather. Shadow Step, I think is what I was originally trying to say. Three-player ambush from inside the building. Santana and Unier just rushed through the other direction. I already swapped over to a Torb here, by the way. Can they get the contest in time? Oh, huge minefield from Cardifan. Somewhere Mr. Torque is very happy about this team fight from EDM. Yes, they're just using custom games. No FACEIT lobby. The FACEIT lobby broke. And hence why we're an hour and a half into this match. We're only on map 3. But it does mean everybody's in order. Like DPS, tank, support. Ah! Makes me happy. It makes me happy. Looking for a speed re-engage. Graveyard does also have this orbital to work with. Everybody from EDM hiding up top for an ambush. The Death Blossom is going into it. Danny finds Graveyard. The lone orbital. Sad. Moves out to the front, but still Uni are able to find a little bit of value out of it. Lich in particular comes up with a kill with that extra damage. Danny equalizes. Oh my goodness. One good kill deserves another. 2-player sound barrier here to try to secure a fight win. Or should I say another fight win from EDM. Santana pops the Fortify. Does indeed have a jab spin to come back into this with. And is just going to stand tall. Wait for reinforcements. They are starting to show. Very prolonged fight. At the end, let's call it a draw. Genuinely, like nobody won that fight. We cut in and saw one of your blades. Whoop. No, he's one of your teams. Yeah, I got second guessing myself again. Oh, the shield bash on a Carnifan is nasty. That rally will get UNA very close to this checkpoint. Is it going to be enough? Keep an eye on this duel on the outside. It may determine it. If Julia goes down, may not get a touch here. I mean, you do have a Wrecking Ball. But the Wrecking Ball alone isn't going to be enough to hold this. Overclock thrown in from Ivory. Will force Cardi Fan away. Turns their attention and nails Gorilla with that shot. Not quite able to help Lich in the duel against Julia, though. We will get a checkpoint from UNA. Do they have the punching power, the staying power to get the lead? These fights have been oh so scrappy. Danny? Oh no! Almost put Gorilla down there too, but Gorilla's going to show back up on the back of a beautiful pile drive to find Graveyard. Was a consideration to try to salvage what remains in this fight. But the Ant Matrix was too good early. And that's going to be the lead picked up from UDA. Poor Danny. This feels more like ADM trying to fight to get up their own street than UNA trying to fight to push into this open area. Oh, they do have Santana very low. Pulse will land. Fortify is up. Immortality Field has been used, but Graveyard now taking a ton of damage. Julia will end up coming away with that kill. Regime will pop the rally very, very late, and the blade cuts right through it, and out of what remained of Ivory's health bar. I get my dog grumbling and growling out there. So he might just be might proceed some barking coming through. Apologize for that. Thought Cardi was gonna drop the vibes there in that window. I'm just gonna wait for the drop down. Yeah, you bet. Great play to find Graveyard and Regime immediately. Now UNA on the back foot, and they're going to lose their lead. It's a beautiful minefield from Cardi Fan. I mean, you get the supports out in the first opening 2 seconds of the fight. Now I have Nano Boost to work with. But a lot of check marks coming in from the other side. We're in the final 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Still feels like this map could go either direction. Nano Boost on to Danny. Dash it through. Immortality Field able to keep Graveyard alive for the moment. A big purple on to Ivory, though, means they're not getting any support. And then that's a 3-piece out of Danny with that Nano Boost. Santana wanted revenge. We'll find none. EDM are going to extend their lead 30 meters plus. As they push into this final archway. Okay, so Ivory OC popped early. Double slide forward to see if they can get on Jacob. It's actually Lich who finds the kill, and Cardi Fan chases down the Sojourn. Well, Graveyard just tempting face, pokes the bear, and out comes the sword. Cuts through both supports again. They've activated Danny's trap card. Old Tim is marching forward. Well, will be using his Ivory's dash through. There it is. Santana does find Julia coming in threatening from the back line. More just marching menacingly. Immortality Field keeps them alive. What a save there from Graveyard. I mean, I think waiting on your release for another 15 seconds, another 15 seconds of pressure or so, coming in from a EDM would have been too much. That was a huge save from Graveyard. 35 seconds to work with. Danny gets too low. Great shots, and Lich catches them on the way down. Advantage for UNA as they try to bounce back into this thing. Graveyard does eat a purple, but has an immortality field. I mean, probably a little earlier than you would have liked to have used that. Especially running into double support holes. Rallied, but purple. Regime trying to back away from Danny. And the nano goes on to Jacob. We have a Busio on the field. Does move in and find the kill on the Regime. Cancels the rally. Immortality field has to be just of themselves. And Matrix is already up. No more tank left standing. And EDM will take this map away. Who's on point? Lich putting him a valiant stall. Santana actually manages to get another touch. Cycles in. Oh, but Julia gets 2 with a pulse. Then UDA deflated with 1 stick of the pulse bomb. EDM on match point. The minefield out of the window? Oh, no. This is, like, first fight. Ooh, Midtown pick here from Uni, Love it. Love to see it. Our second time getting Midtown tonight. I feel like we haven't seen Midtown in a long time. We get it twice in one day. What do you know? What do you know? I'll try to remember to give you all stats during the map. I'm sorry, I'm not very used to doing that yet, to be perfectly honest. I try to remember on like hybrid maps and stuff. But particularly now since we don't have end of map stats, I'll try to remember to give you all some more stats in the middle of the game. Ume, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that as well. Thank you so much. Now we can verify 700 health for the Reinhardt. Yes, indeed. That's the way it should be.
I thought my time in the field was done. But I guess you can't predict everything.
We've had admin Painkiller come in and help us out here tonight. Big shout out, PK. Thank you very much. Danny pulling out the venture.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A. Coming through. We're in this together.
All right, we're going to a bit of the Soj Genji. Similar comp to what we saw last map. Obviously, Santana going into this Ramacha once again. You do have the BAP Life Weaver look here alongside the Venture Reinhardt. Oh, wow. Danny is way deep. Or, excuse me, that's Lich that's in way deep. Down past the defender side of the alley. Now Danny pushing through the laundromat. Oh, but Lich comes in from behind. Regime Swift steps in. Creates a big mismatch in the laundromat. Finds a very out of position Danny. And here comes Unie trying to push forward. Speaking of forward, there goes Derpy. Thinks, hey, that corner looks like a good spot to go die. If I'm going to die, it's going to be in a laundromat. Oh, Danny just gets caught. What a vortex. Trying to merge up to get up to high ground, and the vortex just yanks him right back down. Glued in place. No escape. Really great read, and another play in our advantage here is the fire truck starts to round the first corner into the streets of Midtown. A lot of poke pressure available from this high ground, so, I mean, Unie do got to respect that. Do need to be careful. Derpy's going to go ahead and charge in. Try and perhaps bait Santana into this. There's a tree of life that could have been used to cut them off. Inside to hold on to it for now. Derpy 82 to shatter. Watch for Lich to push in and Regime to go join, create a good opportunity for a well-placed Kitsune rush. That is me. Graveyard who actually gets it done up top. Woo, it's a two-piece. AF Matrix just falls completely flat. I think that might have actually canceled an Amp Matrix, which is not something you see very often. I think Graveyard Matrix jacked Jacob. Matrix jaxed. Amp Matrix, Shatter available. I'm just going to 180 Shatter on to 2. That'll do it. Lich immediately dies. 1.6 meters on the card. Derby can't step off. Not much threat there. Julia's able to find a couple kills with single-digit health there at one point throughout that fight. But a big hold here from EDM. The first deaths for UNIA at all so far on this map. You can hear, there is the aforementioned relocation we were talking about. Lich dashes across. Regime is right here, right on their tails with this Kitsune rush. I imagine they're going to try to get in position to move across the high ground. You do have Ivory putting pressure with an OC here from Main. They've managed to move up top as well. So the Pincer succeeds in taking the space, but so far no kills. Regime's Kitsune rush run right down Main. Derby trying to dash out, but will not find solace. Santana's going to chase down Julia as well. Danny does find one back here on the point. Pauline picks up one at the graveyard. Things have gotten a little bit interesting, but the 3v2 is going in favor of UNIA. Ivory down. Pauline tries to come hold alongside Jacob, and you will force the blade out of Lich to secure this cap, but secure it they shall. Can't fault Lich for that. You'd have rather not have used it, but it was required. You had to chop through Derpy before reinforcements showed up. Otherwise, you do not get that cap. You do not have the reinforcements to dick around there. So, UNIA would rather have not had to use those ultimates. I think Regime, looks like they lost a rally in that. Didn't see? Am I missing something there? Or did we get a, was that a swap? So kind of a slow, methodical backline swap, you know, putting Uni Academy up. They're going to build up to this orbital, aim it right at both corners. Kind of back up here where Derpy's trying to hide, set up for a flank shatter that's going to fight 3. Lich immediately picked off once again, caught in the shatter. And Derpy's flank goes completely unread. The shatter enormous. UNIA in tatters. Still plenty of time to work with in the bank, though. Now we'll get Regime swapping over to a Kiri. This one was on a BAP to start, right? Am I crazy on that? Or was it Graveyard who was on the BAP and swapped to the... no, I think it was Graveyard who was on the BAP and swapped to the Juno. Now we're getting the big swap. This interesting kind of double flex support look. Santana somehow ends up behind EDM with the orbital by them as well. Still manages to survive through that. It was an awkward looking fight, but hey, Uni have all 5 standing when it's at the end of the day. At the end of the engagement. Derpy able to touch, Kitsune rush thrown in. Julia lands the bullet shot square onto Ivory, and that's going to bring them down. But Lich has been able to at least trade back. 4v4 on the point. That's a 3 headshot dash through Danny. Blade now pulled. 2 supports bunched up. Jacob cut down. Derpy trying to peel. Steps off the point. Was the only player really left. Regime was on carry first and second? Okay, thank you, Toss. This is my 3rd match of the day. I've been going straight for basically 10 hours now. 9 hours now. So apologies. My brain is starting to mush up a little bit. I'm sorry. Well, I appreciate the help. Hey, we get by with a little help from our friends. In this case, that's all y'all. Yeah, no, I got it right. My brain does actually get it right. They started off on Kiri Bap, and Graveyard made the Juno swap previously to where I saw the brig change. And Regime had gone into the brig after that Kitsune rush, then immediately went back after the next fight. I was just second-guessing myself a little bit. I'm only one man. Sticking with the carry Juno. Heading in this defense.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers in.
Are we staying with the sim? Looks like it. The Spitfire Symmetra from Danny. Oh, you can hear my voice starting to go. Oh, try to teleport. Oh, the teleport got broke. Well, no teleporter necessary. Santana just gets battered, hammered, flattened. It's a little bit of a scrappy fight going on around the fire truck here. Derpy, that pole never knew what hit him. Julia picks up Graveyard across the way, but then tries to peek Ivory and gets punished. Trying to rotate through Firehouse. Santana is back on the case. We're going to go greet them inside. Has to respect just the raw damage output of the sim. Ooh, I love this. Okay, right back over to stair side. Trying to pounce on top of the supports. Regime was point blank there for a moment before Swift stepping back into the second floor Firehouse, where they're going to take care of the teleporter, and Lich is going to fight Danny. Lich dashing through, able to get some deflects onto the torpedoes. Rally pop from Jacob is able to finish them off, but Derpy is now down. I think was really needing the heal from those torpedoes, as it looked like they were felled moments later. Santana will clean up the supports. 2:25 left in the clock. Derpy pushing way in the back line, kind of backing up to the fire truck in hopes that that orbital will catch up. But Julia does not have the same safety, and Pauline taken down off the top of that fire truck. Ivory is going to pick up a third through this fight, finding Danny on the late rotation. Just give him the fourth. Oh, they're just going to stagger Derpy. That's just rude. Oh, pit in. Looking for the 180 shatter. Nope, Santana and company just go forward. With the right heart pitting in, the entirety of Uni said, fine. That looks like a nice, vulnerable backline. That Judo, mighty tasty. 2 players hit by the shatter. Nobody left to follow up on it, though, it seems. You do still have... Oh. Never mind. You have no body. You have no body. ADM get punished on that approach. 40 seconds to go. One last defense from Uni send us to a map 5. Swap from Derpy onto the Orisa. "17 seconds. It's been a very slow approach, and even slowed even more by a vortex up here in the subway. Santana spotted a couple of squishies and immediately go running for him. I mean, a pick onto this Juno could just be it. The Annihilation pop. Suzu has to be used. Back on the objective, you do have Derpy here to initiate the overtime, standing in the middle of an opponent's orbital ray, and that is not going to bode well for the Erasa. Kitsune Rush does get launched. Julia just pick up a kill, but too much to run into. Uni have got this thing on lock. We're headed to map 5. Oh, I love everything about this skin pack. God, that was enormous. The intro, the highlight intro, the skin, everything about this. The sounds looks so good. Looks so good. I know, no Derby from map 5. No Derby from map 5. It's gonna be the Carnifan Gorilla combo coming back in. Zave. Yeah! You bet! You bet. Should I not have bet? All right, break bad for medium. Map 5 bang. I told y'all this one was gonna be worth the wait. I told y'all. I knew it was a little scuffed. You know, as all good T2 matches are, worth the wait. Break bad. Get that plugged in. Obviously, I mean, y'all come from Derby Street. You know, we're doing this by hand here. You know, we're just in a custom lobby, and yeah, it's been a little interesting. It's been a little interesting. So unfortunately, I don't have much in the way of stats and stuff for you. It's time for Suravasa. Appreciate it, copyright-free music. We are done with you for now. Time for map 5. I wish my margins weren't broke. I'm sorry. Cheers.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Initial flashpoint. Mark it.
Gorilla trying to follow Carnifan on the wrecking ball onto this objective. We also have Danny on the Venture. Looks like approaching from the exact opposite side. Yeah, 100%. So very just kind of surround and encompass horseshoe created here from EDM, and it's right up the gut from UDA. The Lich hunts down Gorilla with a nice little 2 clip, finds Danny at the back of it. What a start. An explosive first fight. Does EDM try to set up the horseshoe? Well, UNIA just crack it right in half. All that good luck goes spilling out. First cap goes over to Uni Academy. Julia with a long flank. Once again, we're getting the surround set up. Carnifan with a nice little knock off the top. Now comes in with the pile drive. Jenny gets forced out. Danny gets forced out by Santana's jab spin. Still, Julia's able to find Lich through the mess, but it feels like UNIA is still so far holding on. They're 4 alive, but being pulled apart slowly but surely. Ivory goes down as Julia sweeps in for another one. Pulse in the pocket as the UNIA Kitsune Rush hits the battlefield. 71% on the board for him. Julia has to blink away. Did not have the recall to try to make a move. Lich back on the case is going to get a beautiful 1 clip into Gorilla. The Ghost melee to finish it off, and UNIA hang on to this point. Boneless Dino, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you very, very much. That's going to be the cap. 100 to 0. Oh, Julia blinking away. Doesn't get caught in rotation. Where are we headed? Ruins? Is that what I heard? Oh, yep, Ruins. Danny swapping over to a Sombra here for this second flashpoint. Mines through the sunroof. Oh, might just drop, yeah, back here in the alley. We're trying to devalue a couple of strong spots here from Uni, but they all just rotate right up toward the top of stairs where Ivory finds an opening pick on a Jacob. giving a huge sound barrier advantage to Regime if they choose to use it. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and throw that in. Ivory just popping the Deadeye for a reload. First cap does go to Uni A. Only one kill picked up in that exchange, and now a Coalescence from Gorilla looking to counterpunch back onto this objective. Interrupted by a beautiful spear. Manual hack will not stop the Terror Surge. It was a touch late, and the kills pile up on the back of it. Dang, he caught in that! That was an odd looking... like, Lich, like, turned around like, whoa, what was that? Oh, Gorilla on board, my old nemesis, says Phoenix. I understand. Guardian swapping off the Wrecking Ball, goes in the old warm and comfortable Doomfist. Like an old pair of shoes. You just perfectly broke it in. Sound barrier advantage. Jacob's going to immediately launch that moving on to this point. Graveyard's Kitsune Rush is well placed. Ooh, they're just going to duck it into a wall. Sorry, that was kind of nasty. We cut into Graveyard as they're just face planting a wall trying to escape Cardigan. MTC Sig, thank you for the follow. Face with symbols on mouth. 2-0, Uni A. Hey, I thought I told you to turn the icons on. Thank you. Oh, a decent spawn. Palace is actually a pretty good spawn here for EDM to try to get back into this. Looking for Danny to build up this EMP, especially if the entirety of Uni A wants to clump up on chandeliers. This EMP could be enormous. We're currently sitting on point. Right now, just kind of giving up some of that high ground. Julia's set up in a position. Jacob's here to move on this as well. I think they're looking to attack this. They just got to get the timing right. Uni A continues to rotate all the way back. Good swift step out of Graveyard. They're able to avoid the pulse bomb. Sound barrier now tossed in from Regime, but they've lost Lich in this process. Great. I mean, this is like trying to outpace each other one step in front of the other. Now, finally, the EMP thrown in. It may not be enough. Julia's going to get popped despite the hack. Santana interrupts the Coalescence for a second time. Doesn't pick up anything with the Terror Surge. Is very low on health. Cardigan has Gorilla there to back them up. Uni A got control through all of this, but I think they're eventually going to lose it. I don't know. There's a couple of back-to-back kills, what feels like the first time in 2 minutes. What a fight. Wild. There's Scrappy, and then there's that. Big, long rotation. Giving up a little bit of high ground. Ooh, good cover for Lich from that spear. Deadeye, as Ivory has made it all the way to the far side, now standing in chandeliers. Knows Julia is there. Does not land the flashbang. Kitsune Rush thrown from the high ground back towards Santana. Santana just wants somebody to play with, but nobody wants to go to the low ground. Ivory seems to be the popular player of the hour. Cuts back in up top. They've been, I mean, pretty consistently putting Gorilla in with Cardifan. There was, map 1 was Cardifan Gorilla, map 2 was Pauline and Derpy, and they've been alternating literally every single map. So they've kind of got those two maybe practicing together, which I think is a cool move from Coach Woods. Oh, I love the tennis ball birdie. I mean, I could suck it, but that's cute. All right, Danny only halfway to a sound barrier here. I mean, this is one fight away from a Uni A Map 5 victory. Sound barrier looking to close it out. Know where you are. Lich has got the sights. Has got you hunted down. No amount of visibility to escape. The Jacob sound barrier will not be enough. Uni A sweep through Suravasa to close out the series. What a match. What a match. Ah. I know all the Derpy fans out there are heartbroken. I know all the Derpy fans out there are heartbroken. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Uni step up there on Suravasa. And that was an EDM map pick as well. It was an EDM map pick that they're able to kind of claim that one. DSMF. I appreciate the follow. GG's all around. I know, feels bad. Feels bad for the EDM fans out there. Oh, such a close match. This is going to put Uni A to 4-3. EDM, I believe, go 4-3 as well after this loss. So it hasn't been reported yet. So it hasn't been reflected here because they're going to have to manually report this score. But yeah, now these two teams sit tied.